The purpose is to multiply. The first thing that God did in his idea or identity is to give man something to lead. So the first command, he says, is to be fruitful and multiply. He continues the thought that fruitfulness has to be accompanied with multiplication. You were made to multiply, made for abundance, not for lack, made for increase, not decrease, made not just for addition, but for multiplication. And not only is the purpose to multiply, but you must learn the principles of multiplication. Any principle is a system or a belief, a behavior, a chain of thought or reasoning. What is the definition of multiply? It is to increase the amount of, the number of, the degree of, to breed or propagate, to increase, to cause to increase in number, quantity or degree, to make many or manifold, to increase the number or the quantity of. This is why when God gives you something, he does not give you a finished product. When God gives you something, he gives you raw materials, because he wants you to turn what he's given you and make it into something else and to make it multiply. It's not about the multiplicity of things. It's about multiplying whatever he gave you. If God gives you a talent or gives you an ability or gives you money or gives you an opportunity or creates a moment for you, do you meditate and think on that thing and say, God, what is the invisible instruction that's hidden inside of what you've placed in my hand? Every seed that you have contains an invisible instruction. And the question is, you have to ask, what is that instruction and what is that thing that God wants you to do with what he's placed in your hand? So when I think through the lenses of multiplication, then I begin to manage the things that God put in my head through the understanding of what he wants me to do and how he wants me to live and to multiply. And so when I have a multiplication mentality, then I ask everything that God put in my hand, is this it or should it be more? What is it that you want me to do with what you've given me, and how should I manage it? What are the instructions that I need to follow, and how do I produce or cause it to reproduce? Because until I operate in multiplication, I'm really not mastering the thing that God has given me to do. For it is like a man who is about to take a journey, and he calls his servants together and he entrusts them with his property. This is God, what he's done to you. To one he gives 5 talents, to another he gives 2, and to another one to each proportion to his own personal ability. He who has received the 5 talents went once and traded with them, and he gained 5 more talents. His master said to him, well done, you upright, honorable, admirable, and faithful servant. Likewise, he who receives the 2 talents, he gained 2 more talents. The last person that had 1, he had a poverty mentality. So he's like, I'm gonna hold on to what I have and I'm gonna bury it. The master answered him and said, you wicked, you lazy, and you idle, because you didn't even take a chance. You playing it safe. You playing it safe. You so glad that you got something, that you don't realize that all you got is really just a seed to have something else. And at some point in the very first sentence that God had ever with man, he gave an instruction to be fruitful and multiply. It's time to think about the master plan. It's time to execute it. It's time to do something. It's time to put action and attitude and aptitude to the thing that God has been birthing inside of you. What are you waiting for? You can't wait to be blessed. You already blessed. He blessed you before he commanded you.